Hello everyone, my name is Prashant Shahi and today I will show you a company analysis raw data and manipulate that data to do such things as looking at company trends, top customers and things of that sort. The reason I chose this for my final project is because I am indeed an entrepreneur myself and I plan on opening my own businesses one day. Excel is a great tool that can be very helpful when used for our business. Excel includes many things that enable you to run a business more efficiently. It allows you to create schedules. Businesses can create basic employee and resource schedules with Excel that can be color coded and designed to automatically update as the schedules change. You can even create weekly schedules and column headings of each day and name the rows based on hourly slots of work shifts. They can also be useful when creating a product sales report. You can also track product sales using Excel on a daily, weekly, monthly, or even quarterly basis. Collecting the data sample onto an Excel worksheet lets you compare progress over time and slot upwards or downward trends as they occur. Lastly, you can use Excel to figure out customer data. The Advanced Excel Business Center explains that databases do not have to be filled out or planned out in full when you use Excel to gather information and track data. This makes Excel a popular choice for storing customer information that grow in detail over time, which is what allows you to add fields without causing any problems with the existing data. Okay, so let's look at the data. The first thing I did was clean the data before I even loaded it into Power Pivot. So it came with the file name, which I didn't need that column, so I got rid of it. As you can see from the data, there's a column for order quantity and unit sale price and discount and the shipping amount, but it doesn't give you the actual sale amount. In order to calculate that, if you want, you can simply highlight the columns and multiply the order quantity by the unit sale price, then take off the discount. Then you can create a new column for that and name it sale amount. So for my first visualization, I created a sales by category report. This includes a salesperson, the category, as well as the sales amount. First thing I did was create a pivot chart by dragging the categories I needed from the field list. The first thing I noticed from that was that my formatting was in the correct order, however the data was randomized. So what I did was set the sort order by right-clicking the data, then going into sort options. Then from there I went to ascending sort order by the sum of sale amount. The reason for this is because I wanted the salesperson who sold the most amount overall at the bottom. Within the salesperson, I sorted it from smallest to largest. Then, I created a visualization of a bar chart. Notice Bob is at the bottom of the pivot table, but at the top of the bar graph. The reason for that is because the bar graph axis does not align with the pivot chart axis. So, for my second visualization, I created another pivot table. For this, I used the sale amount, salesperson in rows, and order date. When I dragged the order date, Excel detected that it was a date field. It automatically grouped it into months, quarters, and years, which made my life much easier. So this expands my data, and instead of doing the yearly, it shows me the sales by quarters. As I was trying to create a visualization, I realized that the salesperson was in the wrong place. It showed the salesperson as rows instead of columns. The rows should be months and dates, so I switched that. Then I went ahead and created a slicer. Slicers are a great and extensive Excel tool which allow you to filter your pivot table in a way that is similar to the way you filter fields to an actual pivot table. The difference, however, is that slicers allow you to better manage the filter state of your pivot table report. What I like about slicers is the fact that they respond to one another. So I put the slicer for each of the salesperson so you can see the data versus seeing all three lines overlapping, which just complexes the data. For my last sheet, I wanted to create spark lines. In order to do that, I needed to build a pivot table that would feed the spark line. This means I need my data over a time category, and I also want only the top 4 customers. So first, I inserted a pivot table on a new worksheet. This worksheet included category, the sale amount by category, and also the date. The first thing I did was expand the data by quarters. Then I got rid of the grand totals. The reason for this is because it is not needed for the purpose of this. The values are basically populating my spark lines, so I copied that below it and created the sum of the total sales. Then I got the customer field from the customer table, and what I wanted to do was sort it in a descending order by the sum of sale amount. Then I filtered it so that I only have to use the top 4 customers. Once I had everything in place, I was ready to build my dashboard. In creating this, the first thing I did was use the offset function. So I like to create my formulas in a cell. So therefore I selected that cell. I was going to place the spark line in. Then I randomly chose another reference point, which happened to be F4. Then it asked me how many rows I wanted to move down from the reference point, which was F4. I used 0 because I wanted it to match perfectly. Lastly, I extended the pivot table range with these quarters. This allows the user to plug in more data in the future. Then I closed the offset and pressed enter. It returned the first value because it cannot return all of the value in the range. So from there, I inserted my first spark line and copy pasted it to the other 3 cells. As I was copy pasting it, I was copy pasting the same thing, but it was returning different results. I used the same dynamic name range because it is being used on a different row. I did the same for the top 4 customers and was able to see the spark lines for those as well. Now that I'm done, I went ahead and made my visuals more attractive by getting rid of some of the field buttons. I also got rid of the legends, the grid lines, as well as the axes.